Hello everybody and welcome back to the channel. Today I'm here with something slightly different to my regular coin videos. Today I'm going to be talking about some stamps. I have with me today two first day covers, one from the Isle of Man and another from regular old England. These here are for the 100th birthday of Sir Winston Churchill and depict him throughout his life. So first of all I'm going to go off and look at the one from England here. So, as you can see here, we have just a regular first day cover image for it. It's got Blenheim Palace, the ancestral home of the Dukes of Marlborough and the birthplace of Sir Winston Churchill, along with 4 Winston Churchill stamps. So yeah, let's get right into it. So first of all, let's go off and look at the lowest valued one first. I'm just doing this by face value, alright? So by face value here, we've got this one here, the 4.5 penny one. This here is Winston Churchill as a sailor. Yeah. So this one here, according to the card insert, says, during the outbreak of both world wars, found the same man, First Lord of the Admiralty. The stamp pictures him in the uniform of Lord Warden of the Cinque Ports, one of the most appropriate of all his appointments. Now, once again, I'm not too sure how to pronounce that. I've probably subtitled it in post. Sorry about that. I'm not too good with pronunciation sometimes. Now, next of all, we've got the 5.5 penny one here, which shows Winston Churchill with a nice cigar in his mouth and his fancy old top hat. That's quite common, actually. I think that's a common photo of him that we see. But regardless, this one here is titled The Architect of Victory. Pictured here at the time of the Second World War, when responsibility for Britain's part in the greatest war in history was almost entirely borne by her Prime Minister and Minister of Defence. So yeah, that's Sir Winston Churchill as his time as the Prime Minister of the UK. Now, if we go off and look at the 8 penny one here, this one here, the nice pink one, this here is titled Parliamentarian. His long career included service under 9 prime ministers and occupation of almost every office available under the British parliamentary system. So this here is Winston Churchill in his younger days when he was just a parliamentarian. Now, this here is talking about how he used to go off and work for lots of, well, this picture here depicts him back in the time period when he used to go off and just work for a bunch of different ministers and went around before he actually became Prime Minister. It's a nice photo there. And now, finally, with the 10 pence stamp, we see the soldier. Lieutenant Winston Churchill is seen in the uniform of the South African Light Horse, in which he served with the Cock Yolly Birds until the capture of Pretoria, when he retired from the army to devote himself to a political life. So this here is actually his youngest photo. He looks like a splendid fellow back there. That is a fancy hat as well. But yes, a fantastic set of stamps showing Sir Winston Churchill throughout his life. Now, these here were issued on the 9th of October in 1974. The stamps were designed by Collins Clements and Edward Hughes, both MSIA. And all these stamps are printed in Photo Gavre by Harrison and Sons Limited on coated, unwatermarked phosphor paper. The first day cover was designed by the same people, and further details can be found just from the British Post Office, basically. And yeah, the photographs used were obviously attributed to Canberra Press, Radio Times, Halton Pictures Library, Topics, and the first day cover photograph to Alden and Mowbray Press, Oxford. Now this is the original card insert that comes with it, just to let you see that. That's basically what I've just been reading out. But yeah, let's now go off and move on to the next one. So this one here is the Isle of Man one. Now this one here has quite a lot more to break down to it. So first of all, on the left here, for Sir Winston Churchill's 100th birthday, we can see the sorry, my brain's just had a brain fire there, but we can see the family crest, the coat of arms of Sir Winston Churchill's family. And we can also see, once again, 4 stamps, each depicting him throughout his life. So, let's go off and take a look at them once again, from the lowest value to the highest value. So if we look here at the 3.5 pennies one, this one here shows Winston Churchill in South Africa, where he was captured by the Boers in the vicinity of Colenso during the incident involving the armoured train. The troops aboard his armoured train were from the Dublin Fusiliers. For about a month after his capture, a 15-year-old bungle boy of the Dublin Fusiliers became a national hero by his actions at Colenso during the attempts to relieve Ladysmith. He was wounded during the action. This was Bulger John Doone, who was born near Castletown in the Isle of Man. On his return to England, he was presented to Queen Victoria, who gave him an inscribed bulge to replace the one he had lost at Colenso. That there's obviously going off and showing a bit of, like Isle of Man history as well, which is quite interesting. But the stamp here shows him in the same uniform we saw earlier in the previous one. Here we go. These actually do follow along a pretty similar trend, so you have to bear with it. But yeah, you can see the same uniform there, and yeah, that's just a nice little thing there. Now, next of all, we'll look at the 4.5 penny one. This one here pictures him in 1911 when Sir Winston Churchill was Home Secretary. He was appointed to commission to examine. He appointed a commission to examine the consultation of the Isle of Man. Lord Macdonald was the chairman of this commission. The design of this stamp includes a warrant of appointment signed by Winston Spencer Churchill on the 12th of April 1911. The Isle of Man legislative buildings as they looked at that time, and a typical portrait of Churchill at that period of his life, which is once again same as the pink one. Beautiful stamps, genuinely are. Now, next of all, we'll go off and look at the 8 penny stamp. Now, this 8 penny stamp is an illustration of Churchill, complete with his cigar, visiting the troops in the Middle East during the 1939-45 war, also known as the Second World War. The Isle of Man had its own regiment, the 15th Light AA, comprised of 3 batteries armed with Bofor guns. A large part of their service was in the Middle East, and the design shows one of their guns in action at the Western Desert. So in the Western Desert. Which is quite interesting. I don't really know too much about the actual weapons of World War II, and I'd actually like to get into it a bit more. Might do a video on it one day. But Winston Churchill, he has a spiffing hat once again. He's got a fantastic sense in hats, he does. Well, did. But finally, we've got the 20p stamp. Douglas, the capital town of the Isle of Man, was amongst the many places that honoured Churchill after the war. He was made a freeman of Douglas, but because of his many commitments, Sir Winston was unable to come to the Isle of Man to be enrolled. The Douglas Town Council held a special meeting at his home in London, and the ceremony was performed there. The stamp shows the enrolment parchment and casket and the portrait of Winston, based on a photograph taken at the ceremony. I've actually never seen that photograph, but if I can find it, I'll pop it up on the screen, probably in the top left of your screen about now. Well, it's probably splitting image, most likely, but yeah. This here is genuinely, once again, another beautiful first day cover depicting Sir Winston Churchill, a genuine national hero. Now, the designer for these was G.V.H. Kenneal, and the printer was Helio Kosovier. And yeah, the process was Photogorov as well, same as the previous one. But yeah, this here is the original card insert that came with it. There you go, so it actually has 2 sides on it. And once again, that's basically what I was reading off of. But these 2 here are genuinely beautiful stamps on a beautiful first day cover designs, commemorating the British hero and his 100th birthday in a very feasible manner. This man was genuinely a legend in the UK, and I'm happy to say that I've actually got quite a few things commemorating him. If you bear with me for a second, I'll flash the coin as well. Hang on. Alright, I'm back. And here we go. This is the coin that I showed off last time as well. So here we've got a coin commemorating his sad passing in '65. And here we've got two first day covers commemorating his 100th birthday. Sir Winston Churchill was genuinely brilliant and meant a lot to the UK and was a great Prime Minister all in all. Now, thank you guys all for watching this video, and I'm happy to go off and do more videos by request, because this one was actually requested in the comments section of my previous video. So thank you guys all so much for watching, and please have a brilliant day.